Today it's morning and I am heading to work, so this was the whole reason to buy them, was to commute. So let's see how it goes. I'm back with my final thoughts on the Doop Swift 110 skate from Powerslide. It's been about 2.5 years since the last video. You'll see throughout the course of this video sort of why it's taken me so long to get around to that. You might have some guesses, but I want to share with you my thoughts, my impressions, and a couple things that I might do differently if I were Powerslide, or things that I would recommend that people look for if they were going to get a skate like this in the future. So number one of the things I talked about in my early video was shoes. So it was really important to me that I could use the skate with a shoe that I was already wearing. And that's because my plan for the skate was to use it as a commuter. At the time, I worked in an office about a mile from my home. And so I thought it would be great to just have a skate I could, slap on, take off, super easy, and then just already be wearing the shoes that I was gonna wear so that I wouldn't have to be carrying skates and shoes. So I tried Vans. That's the kind of shoe that I typically wear. I really didn't want to have to buy a special shoe to wear with these skates. That for me defeated the whole purpose, or part of the purpose. So I tried a Vans, just a standard Vans, like mid-high top shoe. It was okay. I did have some movement around. I never really felt like my foot was super secure, especially with the toe strap. I never felt like I could get that all the way down across my toes and secure my foot into the skate. So that was a little bit of a struggle. I tried a few different pairs of shoes, but I never felt super secure. And that might be the shoe. That might be, so I'm a men's 6'7" US, about a 39-40 EU, and my feet are about 25.5 centimeters. So it might be a matter of sizing. If someone were on the high end of that skate, because it only comes in 2 sizes and is adjustable, if you're on the high end of that skate, you might have better luck. If you had maybe a bulkier shoe, you might have better luck. Again, I've heard that Vans, Converse, and Adidas, like the Samba soccer type shoes, are good fits for that skate. Maybe you'd have better luck. So that was the first issue. The second issue was the product quality. So in my second video, I pointed out that the buckle receptor didn't function. So you could actually just pull the buckle right out, and when I was skating in them and would forward flex, that buckle would loosen around your shin. So Inline Warehouse rectified that super quick. They sent me new buckle receptors, or those little locks, and the new ones worked great. No problems from there. However, the skates rattled like crazy. Here's an example of what that sounds like. So as you can see, or as you can hear, to me, the skates made a ton of noise. The original buckle sort of adjusters were plastic. I thought maybe that was part of the noise. I also took the light off of the tongue of the skate, thinking maybe that contributed to the noise. So Powerslide, I got in touch with them and they were great. They sent me some metal little adjusters for the buckles, which I swapped out, and it helped. It didn't rattle quite as much, but the skate still made noise. There's still a lot of parts, a lot of plastic on that skate. So I wasn't super thrilled with kind of that rattly feeling. I likened it in a previous video to a cheap kids adjustable skate, and with how much rattle I got out of that skate, that's kind of what I felt like I was in. So I just, from a personal perspective, I didn't love that much. I'll say that the third thing is just the bulk of the skates. They were heavy, and I commented on that in a previous video as well. They're 110 millimeter wheels and frames. That's a lot of weight. You've got a lot of buckles and straps and tongue and all this kind of stuff on the skates. They are heavy. So if you're commuting, a mile or two, that may not be a big deal. I wouldn't recommend skating any farther than a mile or two, or a couple kilometers in these skates. But they were heavy, they were clunky, carrying them around, they clacker, I don't know. It's just bulky experience. I really found that the closure on the tongue, so the front of your shin that the 2 buckles were attached to, was very awkward to like open up and get your foot in the skate. It just was not a great experience for me. And then finally, the wheel size. I think maybe a lot of the experience was due to having such a big wheel on that skate, being so high up off the ground, and feeling like I just wasn't secure in the skate. So for me, there were kind of 3 or 4 main issues: the fit with the shoes, the rattle, kind of the feeling about the quality of the skate, and then the bulk and the straps. And it just was not an easy skate to get on and take off. So I guess that's kind of my overview. I was not in love with the skate. I maybe skated them to work, I don't know, a handful or a half dozen, maybe 10 times. And I just kind of got annoyed with it, and I wasn't happy with them. I'd almost rather skate something that I'm more comfortable with and enjoy a lot more, and have to deal with carrying my shoes or swapping them out, because in the end, you're still sitting there with a pair of skates, you know, under your desk or whatever during the workday. If I were to change a few things about the skate to maybe make it work a little bit better, I would change the strap situation. So I tried to get Velcro to replace the buckles, but I just couldn't get it anywhere. Either the old shadows weren't compatible with the Doop, or they weren't available, whatever the case was. I think switching to Velcro would have made them a lot easier to get on and off, would have allowed me to get that toe secured down more, would have taken weight off the skate, all those kinds of things that maybe would have just made it a better experience. And then second, I wouldn't put anything more than an 80mm frame on these skates. Again, if you're going like a mile or two, why do you need a 110mm wheel? I mean, you're not doing a long skate, you're not doing a lot of coasting. And I know they come in an 80 or came in an 80. So maybe maybe I should say, if I were to do it again, I would buy the 80mm version, thinking, you know, maybe 110 was a little bit of a novelty at the time. So yeah, I guess those are my overall impressions. I know, you know, Powerslide does make great skates. I have no affiliation with them other than owning some of their skates. I have other skates at Powerslide that I'm super happy with, and I don't feel like have the same types of quality issues. But I think the idea that I had in my head when I bought this skate just did not come to fruition when I, you know, took it out and really tried to skate it. So I hope these reviews have been helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I promise I won't take 2 years to get back to you this time. I appreciate you guys watching, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully I'll be back with some reviews and insights into other skates in the future. Thanks.